with the news of Ryan Spann moving up to heavyweight to face Cortez-Acosta and Kennedy Nijukua, I don't know how to say his name still, moving up to heavyweight and winning by first round knockout. I feel like it's time we have the discussion of should these middle of the pack weight heavyweights move up to heavyweight. I think this will be an interesting video. We've got a couple fighters I want to go through, and obviously we're going to pull up the rankings because it's not a tactical video without me pulling up the rankings. So, if you like the video, subscribe. That's all I ask. Let's get into it. So, as I stated, Kennedy moved up, got a first round knockout the other night. Now we have Ryan Spann moving up to heavyweight to face Cortez-Acosta. I feel like this is a move for a lot of light heavyweights. I said this in my short, which hopefully you guys came from that extra viewership. Just kidding. But you know, light heavyweight right now is in a tough spot. We have Alex Pereira, who defended the belt 3 times this year, fastest person to do it in UFC history. You got Magomed Ankalaev right there, waiting for his title shot, which he'll probably get early next year. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go through the rankings first. Shit, I forgot about this. We will go. First, we're gonna look at the. Okay. Can you guys see that? Yeah. My camera's blocking it, but I will move it down. So right now, we've got Herrera as champ, Magomed Ankalaev #1 contender. He will probably get his title shot early 2025. I'm guessing around February, March. Then you have Yuri Prochazka facing Jamal Hill at UFC 311. I feel like both of them would need another fight after to get that title shot, especially Yuri Prochazka. Yuri Prochazka, as you've been saying, he might move down to middleweight, and depending on whether or not he can move down to middleweight safely, maintain muscle mass and his endurance, as well as his chin, which has taken a toll on his last few fights, I think it'd be a good move move down for Yuri. I don't see him moving up. Jamal Hill, like I just said with Yuri, he's fighting Yuri, so I feel like Jamal Hill would have a way to the title that way. You got Jan Blachowicz, he's taking on Carlos Ulberg. Again, he had a really close fight with Pereira. I don't see him moving anywhere. He would do good in heavyweight, I feel. But he is older. Then again, most heavyweights are older. You got Alexander Rakic. I feel like he's staying in light heavyweight. He did really good against Magomed Ankalaev, so I want to see him stick around. Hopefully get his way to the belt. He had a really good fight with Prochazka too. Yeah, Carlos Ulberg, like we said, is taking on Jan Blachowicz. However, if he can get past Jan Blachowicz, I feel like Ulberg will be a fun matchup for Pereira. I do favor Pereira in it. However, Roundtree, we don't know what his next fight is, but he probably did the best against Alex Pereira in the stand-up game that we've seen so far. Nikita Krylov, I don't really know what's going on with him. Volkan Oezdemir, he should probably retire. Johnny Walker, there's no shot now he goes up to heavyweight. Johnny Walker goes up to heavyweight, he dies. Dominic Reyes, he's on a bit of a resurgence. I want to see him stick around in light heavyweight. Obviously, the really close fight with John Jones, which many people, including myself, thought that he won. Uh, then you got Asman Murzakanov. He needs a few more fights in the top 10, I would say. Bogdan Guskov, Anthony Smith, most likely retired. Alonzo Menifield, I don't really know what's going on with him. So, out of all these names, I would say Jamal Hill. I could see him going to heavyweight. Uh, Khalil Roundtree. It all depends on how. It depends on how these guys bulk up the heavyweight. I don't believe you need to reach 240, 250, 265 to have success at heavyweight. I feel like a lot of these guys, kind of like John Jones, I know a lot of people, I hate to say it, John Jones being that 230, 235 range works really well for him. Very agile, still has the skills that he had at light heavyweight. So, like I said, I more or less think this is a better idea for the guys down here from 10 to 15, guys who are just outside of the light heavyweight rankings, like Ryan Spann, like Kennedy Nijuku. I'm not even going to try to say that name anymore. Well, like, you go ahead and you look at the top 15 at heavyweight, right? If it'll zoom in. Come on. What the fuck? Shit. Come on in. I don't even want to do it. There we go. So, in the heavyweight divisions, you got John Jones as champ. You got Tom Aspinall, the clear #1 contender, the interim champ. He's next in line for John Jones. Dana White has stated that clearly, and I feel like John Jones is negotiating for more money. I feel like if you guys don't understand the fight game, the ducking is to guarantee more money. That's what he did with Stipe, that's what he did with Cyril, that's what he did with his last few fights at light heavyweight. It's all about leverage, and John Jones has a lot of it. You look at Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn lost to Volkov. He did look really good, however. We know that John Jones beat him in under a minute. You got Sergey Pavlovich. Pavlovich lost, he lost to Volkov by unanimous decision. Got knocked out by Aspinall. Beat Curtis Blades before that. He was on a terrific run, but he's gonna need to find that ability he had before the Tom Aspinall fight. I don't see him winning a title against John Jones or Tom Aspinall. You got Curtis Blades, who I feel like Curtis Blades, what was his last fight actually? Curtis Blades' last fight was Tom Aspinall, right? So he's 1-1 with Tom, even though that fight he did win was an injury. I could see him sticking around the top 5. Jolton Almeida. Jolton Almeida is one of my favorite heavyweights. Again, he's one of the only grapplers that is efficient in the heavyweight division, and I would like to see him face John Jones and the other guys in the top 10. But yeah, you got Sergey Spivak. Not really sure about him. You got Martin Teixeira. You got Rosenstrike, Derek Lewis. I feel like these guys from, I would say, really 7 to 15 These are your big belly brawlers. Tai Bossa, he's been on a downhill spiral for the last few years. Marcos uh, Ra, Ra, Rosario de Lima, I forgot how you say it. He lost to Derek Lewis. I won't see him moving up again. He's a big belly brawler. Costa Cortez is taking on Ryan Spann, Shamil Gaziev, and Mick Parkin. So, like, I really wish there was a way to have the light heavyweight ranking side by side. Well, like, you look at some of these guys, some of these guys in the top 15 at light heavyweight, you know, and the guys that are right outside. If you have a bit of skill and you can build up properly to the heavyweight division, you will have success. Again, I love Derek Lewis. I love Tai Bossa. These guys are not athletic guys. Well, Derek Lewis is athletic. These guys don't have the athleticism at heavyweight. You don't need to bulk up to 240, 265. You can go in there at 220, 230, and you can have a lot of success. Like I said, what's his name? Kennedy. He had good success. So, like, we all know that light heavyweight and heavyweight currently are in pretty tough spots, right? You got John Jones, you got Pereira. Pereira, given he gets past on live, there's not really any legitimate contenders for him at light heavyweight, which is insane to say because he's only been champion there for a year and a month, which is wild. So, like, I feel like we could see a lot of these guys at heavyweight that are making, 15 and 15, 30 and 30, 45 and 45. They can work their way up and become a six-figure fighter. They can become a fan favorite, given they do the promotion right, given they perform. Like, I feel like this is a move for light heavyweights, right? Then, let's say, for instance, Pereira somehow goes up, beats Aspinall, beats John Jones, whoever has the title at that point. You got a lot of interesting fights there. And I feel like, and I've said this a lot on my channel, Pereira is not going to have his wrestling tested at light heavyweight. That's just not going to happen. On Goliath, maybe he tests his wrestling, but Uncle Ive isn't a wrestler. Oscar has good grappling. He didn't use it. Jamal Hill didn't use his grappling. Khalil Roundtree didn't grapple, right? So, like, you only have so much time in fighting, right? I think the average career of a UFC fighter is something like 2 to 5 years. These guys that have been in the company for, decades, like your Quake Guidas, your Cub Swansons, guys like that. They are anomalies, especially the ones that can hang around the rankings for as long as some of them have. It's unheard of, right? But that's really all I got to say. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about light heavyweights moving up to heavyweight? Do you agree with me? that this is the move going forward for a lot of these guys? Or do you think, they should stay away at heavyweight? The power is different at heavyweight. I'm interested to hear what you got. Other than that, that's all I got. I might try and search for a different topic for a video today. But, yeah. I'm somehow making it work so far without any fights, but, yeah. Like I said, we have like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and yeah, later.